despite the fact that they have independence, there was still that issue of civil war, which lasted between 2013. Good evening, Operated Consulting. They had civil war in South Sudan between 2013 and 2020. And of course, this nation also has its own battle with famine. And they've experienced a series of famine on the 20th of February 2017. South Sudan and the United Nations declared a famine in part of the former United States with a warning that it could spread rapidly without further action. So these are peculiar challenges that this nation of South Sudan experiences. All right, let's go now to the aspect. Don't forget we are looking at the natural resources. What are the natural resources? What we are mapping here. What are the natural resources that South Sudan possesses? The region also contains many natural resources, such as petroleum. They have actually, they are touted to have one of the biggest, reserves of petroleum. Petroleum, iron ore, copper, chromium, ore, zinc, tungsten, mica, silver, gold in Capoeira area of Eastern Equatoria, and hydropower. These are the natural resources of this nation of South Sudan. So someone will say oil, gold, diamond, silver, various ores, water resources, luxury timber, fertile land, and many others wild animals. There are quite some very interesting wild animals in South Sudan as a nation. So, but don't forget, one of the things and the point you normally make as you're looking at South Sudan, you can say, oh, I'm not from South Sudan. Which nation are you from? And like we keep mentioning, that there are challenges on the continent of Africa. The resources that are available on the continent are not yet translating into development for people of any state or whichever state that is, whichever country that is on the continent of Africa. Now, when it comes to crops, which has to do with agriculture and other things, South Sudan also have some fishery and forestry, and also has okay, hold on, let me see this. Yeah, when it comes to the agriculture of South Sudan, they also have many farmers live in the low rainfall savannas of the southern Sudan, and they grow sorghum and millet. The household keep livestock, particularly in the rural areas. Donkeys, goats, poultry, cattle, and sheep are the most commonly raised. In fact, their culture when it comes to animals, particularly the cows, is likened to that of the Fulani, in which cows are more seen as assets, assets in these parts, in this particular country. Now, you don't forget that we've mentioned that when it comes to the issue of Africa and the nations in Africa, the life expectancy, we're going to the health now issue, the life expectancy in South Sudan is 58.99. That is 0.1 shy of 59. So, and this is the reason why we'll say the nations of Africa are still developing nations, because why? Here in the West, the people live up to, like I told you the other day on the show, I met somebody who is 97 years old. You meet people that is 97 years old. You meet people that are 95 years old. Even 85, 86, 87, 88. Because of good healthcare system. And that's what we are hoping. That is the expectation. That with the resources that are available on the continent of Africa, this kind of a health, longevity, this kind of a health, healthy living will be available, on the continent of Africa. So when it comes to the health system, the South Sudan Revitalized Transitional Government of National Unity funds approximately 2% of the country's health care needs. 2%, which is meager. Shifting critical training, medicine, and service responsibility on the donors. Most South Sudanese lack access to essential health services, safe water, and sanitation. So these are challenges. Most of these nations in Africa are not like the West. They're not welfare states. They're not catering for the health of the people. The people have to pay for them to experience or to enjoy good medical health. All right. So now, like I mentioned to you, when we do this show and we mention all these things, we're not just trying to pander or just to raise issues of focusing on problems. These are opportunities. These are opportunities. These are opportunities. In other words, there are opportunities for people in the West who have the financial wherewithal to bring about transformational change through investment. For those who are medical doctors, to start hospitals and to see how to bring about good and quality health. For those who are in education, the educational sector of South Sudan, they experience what we call the 844 system since 1990. Whereas, know that the primary language at all levels is English. The absence of access to life-saving assistance within schools, such as meals, safe drinking water, hygiene facilities, and social interaction with peers and teachers severely impairs the educational experience and the overall performance and experience of the students. It can be made better. So there are opportunities. We need to begin to factor what are ways of raising students of the future on the continent of Africa. So these are issues. These are issues that we continue to focus on. And as we bring them to the fore to you, is for you to see, have you discovered why you were born? Were you born to solve this issue of health? Or were you born to solve education? Were you born to help in the mechanization of agriculture? Or were you born to have the skill set to be able to help transform the raw material, the natural resources, into refined products that could generate income and bring about development to this nation? There's a reason for you to be able to discover and to know why you were born. This is extremely important and extremely crucial. So South Sudan is still a young nation, a lot of potential, a lot of opportunities for investors and for people to look into and to maximize what exists in that nation. So thank you very much. I think that's all we'll take today on the show. On Saturday, something very interesting happened to me. I've not written about it on LinkedIn, but I posted on some social media. I was privileged to receive an award. I was privileged to receive an award by the Black Scottish Awards as the sustainability professional, sustainability champion of the year. So I thank the Black Scottish Awards for this wonderful recognition. Is for us to continue to spotlight the issue of sustainability on the continent of Africa, and of course in the West, not only on the continent of Africa but also in the West, to ensure that sustainability, that we preserve our environment, to ensure that things are done to save the planet. So all thanks to the Black Scottish Awards for this awesome recognition. So and that's all for today. I will see you again next week Tuesday by the grace of God. If you observe that on the platform, the timing has changed. The timing has changed from 7:15 to 6:15. We needed to accommodate and make that slight change because of other events and involvement. So thank you very much for your time. For those who have been with us today, thank you. For those who have been with us, thank you so much. We'll see you again on the show next week Tuesday by the grace of God. Enjoy the rest of your day.